Hi everybody. I think this is episode 9, and it's probably the last episode that I will do before I do the cover. So I will film the cover. And this one I wasn't going to film it, but I did get sort of things prepared. And it is the last 2 flips, I think, that I have. I've done, this side you saw, but I had this plain and I was going to leave it that way, and then I had some leftover paper, so I decided that I was going to do something. I cut this out. I've cut a bunch of words out, so I've got blessed and grateful and faith and thankful. I thought I had one more, but maybe not. Got a couple of butterflies that I did up. This one, and I cut some more tags. So that's about it. I still have several words that I can use. I've got another flower and a key and a dragonfly that I can use up. I did a couple of envelopes. This envelope I actually did ages ago. I'll probably ink inside that. And I had this leftover butterfly that I cut out. So this is actually cardstock. So I did this, I don't even know, a long time ago. And then I did a smaller one, so I just have to do some ephemera that'll go in that. And like I say, I did sort of prep, but I'm not quite sure where I'm putting things. So let's just play. So I'll get these out of the way. And these out of the way. Now I had this one. I thought I would put it at the top of that, but let's see. Those are too big. No, I think I'm going to stick with that. But I didn't want super plain, so I think what I'm going to do is ink this up. Let's just see how it goes. Now, I had a few people ask me about these dies. This is a Spellbinders die. I have no idea, guys, what it's called, and pretty much all my Spellbinders dies I purchased at my local craft store. Some of them I don't even know if you can get anymore because they're old. So I'd like to help you out, but yeah, they're old. I know the big ones are nice, right? This is a 5x7, this particular one. And I love it for matting photos and just nice size. But it is the, what do they call that when it's, not stackable, but you know what I mean. So there's several dies to it that you can layer. I had to close my curtains. It's so sunny. It's probably too, I don't know. I hope that's going to show up okay for you guys. Am I working in the camera? Yeah, it might help if I looked up once in a while. Okay, so now that will stand out. And then what I wanted to do with this one, let's put that aside. I thought I might trim it in gold embossing powder. So let's set that aside. I have this little tray because I use this a lot, and so I just stick it in the tray. I'm going to use my pen, the Versamark pen, and instead of the pad, because I really only want it just along the edge. Now, I have said this before, but if you've got printed paper that you're trying to emboss, it absorbs the Versamark pen really fast. This is, I don't know what the heck I've got on this pen. Hang on, let me find some. But it's transferring ink or something. I think it's a little better. I do it in stages because of that reason. It absorbs it so fast. Maybe I'll just dip it in there. Changing the color. Interesting. Well, that might be a look. We'll see. That's very interesting. I know this is a little like watching paint dry. Yeah, so like I was saying, beautiful sunny day today. Actually got up to 16 Celsius yesterday, which is very bizarre since it's fall. I'm not complaining. It's nice having the sun out. The trees are just so beautiful. They haven't lost all their leaves yet, so it's still quite nice. Although I had my fall cleanup in the garden, and I swear 10 minutes after, it was just covered in leaves. I have a huge maple tree in the front yard. Which I don't own. It's the city's. It's on their property. But I get to clean up. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Actually, I don't mind. I really like the tree. Love the colored leaves. So I was sitting here the other day, and I'm going to have to do something with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll figure it out. I was sitting here the other day and looking out the back, and it's all the backyard is just trees, separating me from my neighbor. And I look up, and here's two big woodpeckers just flitting around in the trees, playing tag. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, just stay in the trees, you guys, because they love my house for some reason. It's vinyl siding, my house. Like, there's no bugs that you can even smell. But they really like it. One day, my husband was like, oh, they must be doing, using a jackhammer somewhere, doing some work outside. I said, no, those are the woodpeckers. And they landed on my roof, and there were the male and female, and they were each on a different, like a vent. I have metal vents on my roof, and they were pecking them. I'm thinking, come on, you guys, like, seriously, there's no bugs there. Get with it. But it literally sounded like a jackhammer. I had to go outside and scare them away. Yeah, I have all kinds of birds in my backyard. I like my yard. I have lots of big trees. Mostly crows. We have a lot of crows. Stellar jays. We have stellar jays in the west and blue jays in the east. And we have hummingbirds and chickadees and woodpeckers and starlings. I even get seagulls out front. I live across the street from a baseball park, and when it starts getting very dewy out there on the field, then we get loads of seagulls as they come and they eat the grubs. First time I saw them, I thought, what, are you guys lost or something? Because I don't live near the ocean. I mean, how far would I say I am? About a half an hour from the ocean. I love that about being out here, though. All kinds of wildlife out here, even though I'm really close to a big city. You can still see coyotes and raccoons, all kinds of raccoons here. I even saw deer one time, which was really weird. Okay, so I think the only way to fix this is to heat the whole thing and change the color. So let's try that. now it looks like I did that on purpose. There's always a fix, you guys. Always a fix. Alright, I have that. Now, this, I want to glue this so that it flips up. Now, you know what? I'm going to try something. And we'll see if it works. This is just a gelato. Iced Rose is the name of it. So if you're wondering what to do with all those gelatos that you have, I do that. It's like, I know I have them, but what do I do with it? I just add it to my craft mat, add a little water, nice and thin, and then you can just edge things. I like the shimmer that you get with the gelatos. It's really pretty. I'll often use this for trims that I want to add just a hint of color to. See a little bit of burn mark there. That kind of annoys me. Okay, let's see. Come on, squeeze. Okay, did I lock it? I might have locked it. I'm very new to this thing still, so there we go. Alright. That gave it some nice shimmer, which I'm not sure shows for you guys. Hold it up. Which way am I going? Too far. Okay. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, straight up. No, back forward. No. Here we go. Okay, I think I got it. Now, does that shimmer show? Oh, yeah. It's very shimmery. So, when I mess up. Now, I think I'll put that at the bottom. This one at the top. I wanted to do that. And let's see. I think I don't want to just do that. I think I'm going to go right under it and just do a bendy thingy. You'll see what I mean. Okay, let's see. So this this cutout is part of these dies. Okay. Glue that there. And then I need the page because I want to see the layout. So let's bring that in, and this is part of it. Now, this one I'm doing like that, I believe. So that's up there, that's good. And then this one's going here. Like that. Okay. Then I guess so I can cover some of that up where you won't notice it all that much if I do that. Okay. And then I don't want that on there too. Maybe a little flower would be pretty. Or that might be overkill too. Let's just do this part and see what's what. Okay. So I'm going to bend this up. So my husband was thinking that he wanted to maybe go next summer to the Calgary Stampede. Our son lives in Calgary. And usually, like, we've been to, I guess, the fairground part of it, but we've never actually seen any of the shows because you have to book your tickets way in advance, and we didn't know that when we first went, So, of course, the first year we're like, okay, well, maybe we'll remember to do that the next time. Well, of course, we didn't remember to do it. So the second time we went, we still didn't get to see any. But my husband's funny. He doesn't want to see the roping, where they rope the calves and stuff like that. It bothers him. He doesn't care for that part of a rodeo show. But he'd like to see the chuck wagon races. So my son called us and said, okay, well, October 1st, the tickets are going on sale, because we always miss the ticket sale. That's part of the problem, is people start buying them like now for next July. And so I think it was yesterday, I went online to see what the tickets would cost, and wowzers, expensive, very expensive. So I said to my husband, each ticket, you can pay up to, I think, $138 per ticket. And there's 3 of us. So that's a lot of money. And anyway, when I said, well, the tickets I was looking at were like $102 each, but even still, that's still a lot of money. So he's like, well, I had no idea they were going to be that pricey. And so now I guess we're second guessing ourselves whether we're going to go or not. We'll probably go to Calgary to see our son, but whether we'll go to rodeo, I don't know. And I find them confusing, whether I'm doing it wrong or what's going on. But we don't want to do every show. We just want to see the chuck wagon races. Well, here at the P&E, when you do that, they have like a schedule, and you can see when things are on. But online, it just says morning and evening. So I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. If anybody lives there and knows, leave a comment for me, because I'd like to know. I would like to go, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. So that would be great. I have some Canadians there, or some Americans who have been and know what they're doing. That'd be awesome. Ooh, that's really pretty, isn't it, you guys? Yes, it is. So I'll take that off, but I'm going to take this end one off too. I don't want that many. And that's very pretty. So I think I'm going to do a little bit so it matches. I'm going to spray it a little with water and add a little bit of gelato. I think I'll spray it more. But fairly wet. And I just dab it on, and then I just move it around with my finger. You don't need a lot, unless of course you want it super dark, which I don't. Remember, much easier to add than take away. Okay. Boy, my little craft mat is really starting to look nasty. Okay. See, I do want this to curl up somewhat. That's the way I like it. Now, after you've dried it, if you think it's not dark enough, you could darken it. I think that's okay for me though. Yeah. So if I just glue the bottom part, you see, if you flip it up, it's soft, it's going to fold, so that's fine. Do I want to color it more? That's better. Alright, I'm just going to glue the bottom half of this. Okay, that works. This was done with a, what did I use? An opal, I believe. A Lindy's embossing powder. Okay, now I won't take this away. And take that away. Alright, that works for me. Maybe I should do it like that. Oh yeah, that looks nicer. Okay. Now I want to create a pocket. So it's going to go like that. So nothing there. All right. I'm going to glue this part. But then I want this. I don't want the edge sticking up at all. I think that's as far as I want it to go to. And down there. That's about right. Sort of gives that another little frame. So now you can, I would do like in this side, just because you won't really see it on the other side. If that makes sense to you guys. This is way too big for this. Yeah, it sticks out way too much. But I'll find something that goes in there. I don't know what. I did cut a few more tags, but I think they're too big as well. I think I'm going to need more of a, like a postcard type dealy bob. I'll find something. Anyway, that will flip up so you can journal top and bottom. Okay, so that goes like that. And that goes like that. And then that fits under there, and I did cut a tag. I did spray it with some coffee. It's a fairly thin cardstock, but it fit nice in there, and you know, gives you another little journaling spot. Okay, so this side, I wanted this. And how was I doing that? Let's see. I guess the same deal. See, if I glue it on this side, then when your page is up like this, then that, you know, you go to turn the page and that flops open. But if I glue it like I did the other so that it flips up, I think that'll be better. I could glue it, you know, here on this side and have it fold over. What do I want to do? Well, for one thing, I do want to do this, so... You know, I'm thinking it's that embossing powder. Let me see what I have. I'm not sure I actually have a gold with Lindy's. That's pumpkin blush. Orbit, olive, hibiscus. Red, bronze, bronze. Oh, here's that one I was telling you about. Yeah, this one's called Magic Moon Pearls. It's really pretty. If you like the color of what you have, but you just sort of want to bump it up with shimmer, then no. And that's terracotta. I don't think I have a gold with Lindy's. What's this one? Oh, I do. King Midas. Now, what I'm going to try though, let's see. Because I have a feeling it's going to be sheer. So I think what I'm going to try is coloring my edge. I had done something with Lindy's that, I'm trying to remember what it was, that I discovered you can't, oh I know, I used a Lindy's spray, and then I tried embossing over it. Well, the embossing powder just flaked off, didn't work. Now, do I want to use my pen or just the pad? I think I'll use the pad. Just want to see what it does with the color on there. Okay, I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to blow everywhere. Well, that gives a beautiful little shimmer, but see, it would have been very sheer. So I will color the rest of it. Just get this out of my way. Really pretty. Yeah, so sometimes, you know, if you can't find the color of ink that you want, and you have a lot of pens, they work just as well. Take longer, but as you can see, I'm not too fussy because I am embossing. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, that'll do. What do I do with the lid? Now, I think I am going to use my pen. Oh, that barely stuck. Well, I guess it did. It's because I went on dark color. I guess I couldn't see it. Did I tell you guys that I did go to that movie? Friends of mine, they rent out a non-profit theater. Oops, I don't want that there. And there was a whole bunch of us that had gone, and you pay it's a very small fee for what you get. They had lunch and they had boxed wine, and but we went to see The Manchurian Candidate, and it's the original, 1962, with Frank Sinatra. So I thoroughly enjoy it, stuff like that. And they had, which I thought was super cool, because when I was a kid, you know, you always had when your parents would take you to the movies, you always had a cartoon or you had something, you know, that came on before you actually sat and watched the movie. Especially at the drive-in theaters. Oh man, I miss the drive-in. We have a drive-in theater, but you know, I'm way too old for that now. Anyway, they had started the movie with 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, and I'm telling you, I love The Twilight Zone. Just super cool, the concept for back then, you know, like that was even before I was born. They were 1952, I think, was the beginning of The Twilight Zone. And that's almost 10 years before I was born. So, but, you know, it was still on when I was a kid. It was on for a long time. And it's just something I remember watching with my family. You know, we were all kind of nerdy, so... Yeah, it was fun. I remember, I think it used to be on Sunday afternoon or something like that. I remember, you know, coming back from our Bible study and then having our lunch and laying on the floor and, you know, watching the show together, which was fun. Funny I can remember that though, because I mean I was so young, maybe 5, but I totally remember it. Some things just stick. I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't have been more than maybe 10, something like that. I have a younger brother who's 2 years younger than me. I have an older brother too who's 2 years older than me, and we used to sneak out of our bedroom. My brother and I, we would belly crawl across the floor and position ourselves so we could just see the TV, you know. And we thought we got away with it, you know, because we were totally supposed to be in bed like long before that. And all of a sudden you'd hear Mom, you know, "You two get to bed right now." And we're looking at each other like, how in the world did she know we were there? We were quiet as a mouse, you know, and we just couldn't figure out how she knew that we were watching TV when we should have been in bed. Well, you know, kids always think that parents have eyes in the back of their head. I know my son thought I did. But as an adult, I remember one day looking at the TV and seeing my son's reflection behind me, and I thought, oh, wouldn't you know it? That's exactly how my mom used to catch us. But of course, as kids, we had no idea. We thought, wow, she just knows everything. Couldn't get away with anything with Mom. Yeah, my son used to try that on me, you know, sneak up behind you and stuff like that. And he couldn't figure out for the life of him how I knew he was there. Funny how it just dawned on me though, going, wow, why didn't I figure that one out? Anyway, there we go. I like the look of that. It's very pretty. I don't know if that color shows for you. Maybe. It's got a gold, almost an opalescent gold. Really pretty. This one is called King Midas Gold. So it is a bit sheer. Actually, a lot of theirs are quite sheer. However, if you do layers of it, then you know you get more of an opaque look to it. I love the sheer look personally, so that's why I love their embossing powders. And they have such an array. And it's Lindy's Stamp Gang. I know you can't really see it on here. Let's see if I can get it up nice and close to the camera. And then maybe you can read it. Ooh, hang on. There. Is that showing, or am I going the wrong way? There we go. Lindy's Stamp Gang. Anyways, lindystampgang.com. And they have beautiful embossing powders and sprays. I love their sprays. Lots of times you can get matching kits, like sets of their sprays and their embossing powders. And no, I don't get paid to promote their stuff, but I love their stuff. So you know, you guys, you know this, that if I believe in a product, I'll let you know. Okay, so, and I don't mean to enable. So if you don't want to spend money, don't look. Don't look, because you'll be really tempted. Okay. I think I will flip it out. And because I'm not tucking anything in there, I think I might just use a strip of tape. Make sure I place it, because once that goes on, it isn't coming off. Alright. Hold your breath, you guys. And pray I get it on the right way, the first time. Okay, I think I'm going to do it this way. So the trick is to not have any tape showing through any of the holes, or then I'm in trouble. Ta-da! I dig it. And then I can fold that back and give it a mild score, like so. And then, do I want anything else on there? I don't think so. That was rather pretty. I just stuck this in there just to show that there is a spot, but I think I have a bigger one. Oh, maybe I don't. This one has ribbon on it, so it won't fall down. The other one is bigger. Yeah. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. Still have this one. No, that's too big. Too big. I love this one. Pretty colors. We'll see. Okay, so that is done. Now, let's get it back, and I don't want to mess around with this because I have other things placed in the book to remind me what I wanted to do. And let's see. And that goes there. And that goes there. And that goes there. I think that looks nice as a layer. Okay. Now, flip my pages to see where I placed something else. Because now I don't remember. Did it a couple days ago. Right, this one. I think I'm going to place this here. I know it covers up some of it, but I do have this paper showing in other spots, so I like the roses. But I thought if I did it so that it's open on the top. I did this one. It's going to go in the front of the book. I like that one. And I found a couple in my stash. This one's really pretty. So if I do it like that, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's go back to that one because I'm not 100% sold on that. I love this though. So I did this frame up, and it's the Tim Holtz. And I covered it in 2 different embossing powders by Lindy's. And then I, layered some of the cutout flowers and the happy on there. So it is now going to be a tuck. That's going to go here somewhere. And I think I have to make sure it's up high enough that the white of the flowers doesn't show on the other side. So you can use it as a tuck 2 different ways. The way I'm going to glue it, you can put something here and then something here, like that. Okay. So let's move this and get this. Now, see, this is going on the other side. That's just an index card that I've tea stained. I put a little bit of gelato on the bottom just to give it a bit of shimmer. That's a Fiskars, I think. No, EK Success. They don't have names, but that's what it looks like. That is going to be a pocket, but it's going to hang down. So how about if I put that on there first? I've had this rosebud trim forever, but like I've told you a million times, I don't like pink, and so I had a real hard time using it anywhere. But it looks great for this book. My husband went fishing with my younger brother, and he hasn't been fishing since he was a kid. And of course, now that he's retired, he's wanting to do things that he hasn't done in many, many years. So my brother called him the other day, and I guess their fourth had dropped out for some reason or other, couldn't make it, and they were going river fishing. So we live by Fraser River, but up by Hope, there's a town called Yale. Well, I found out that Yale was the second largest city in Canada for many years. If you saw Yale, you'd laugh, because it's not very big. But yeah, I guess at some point it was because of gold, I think. I think that's the reason they said that it was a busy town. But now they have a lot of fishing tours up there, because the river's beautiful. Oh, the pictures were stunning. My husband kept sending me photos, and he was like a kid in a candy store. I'm telling you, he like I say, he hadn't fished in a really long time, and he's been really wanting to go. My brother goes all the time. He usually goes to, now let me say this correctly, Ucluelet. So if I say it with my tongue wide, it'd be Ucluelet. So that's how you'd say it. It's an Indian little town, and they have amazing fishing there, like beautiful places that you can get guides to take you, and it's ocean fishing, so it's on Vancouver Island. Anyway, my brother, as a surprise, had paid for 2 days of fishing in Ucluelet next year in the summer, because my brother always goes in the summertime. And my husband was just like over the moon. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered what other gifts people gave him. That was like the best gift he got, including the one I got him. Yeah, he liked David's way better than mine, but that's fine, you know. Anyway, he's, oh, hello there, a little bug, go away. Huh, I don't know where he came from. So this was sort of a precursor to next year's trip, but what they did was, it's sturgeon fishing. So I'm sure there's lots of people out there who know all about the sturgeon. Man, is that one ugly fish, I tell you. They actually look prehistoric. They probably are prehistoric. But you can't catch them to eat them out here. It's a catch and release because of the numbers, I guess. Do I want to do more? Maybe a little bit more. Anyway, my husband's like, oh yeah, I'll go. So they were gone all day. My brother picked him up at like, oh, what the heck? Okay, that time I got him. He was only pretending to be dead. Yeah, picked him up at what, 6:15 in the morning, and my husband didn't get home till 10:30 at night. They were so sore and tired, but wouldn't you know, my husband was the first one to catch a fish. So he was over the moon, and he sent me a beautiful shot of him holding the fish. And I'm like, oh man, is that an ugly fish? Well, the guide was really good, because they tell you all about the fish and how they feed, and you know how you catch, because you catch sturgeon different than regular fish, I guess. I'm not a fisherman, so I don't know. But according to the guide, no, because of the mouth of the fish, he's more like, you know those if you have fish tanks and you get those the little fish that kind of suction cup onto and eat all the algae, so they're on your glass and they just eat all the algae. That's kind of what a sturgeon's like. They have a big long front nose. It is a nose. It looks like a nose. And underneath is a big, like their mouth is like this, right? Well, they have no teeth. It's all cartilage. And what happens is when they're going to feed, it's like a alien. It kind of opens and comes out a little bit, suctions on to what it wants to eat, and then it pulls what it wants to eat into its mouth. It's very weird. Anyway, so you have to fish it differently. You can't, most fishermen will drop their line and they'll have their hook, and as soon as they feel a bite, they yank, right? And then the hook's in the mouth. Not with a sturgeon. It doesn't work that way because they have to suck it in to their mouth to get hooked. So Ken was all super excited because he caught his first fish, and they were having a blast, and so that was all grand. Well, then he sent me this other picture. So Ken's fish was about 3.5 feet long. I don't know how much it weighed, but it was about 3.5 feet long. So decent sized fish. And sends me this other picture. The fish, it took 4 of them on the boat to get this fish. And it weighed about 375 pounds and was almost 8.5 feet long. They were beat. They were so sore. They had to keep passing off the rod so that the next person could start the reeling in. Just amazing. And they were stoked. They, guys, right? Guys and they're fishing. Yeah. So they had a great time. I was so thrilled for him, because, he's worked hard his whole life. And it was just super nice to see him come home with a big smile. Totally exhausted, stunk too. I'm like, get in the shower and don't bring those clothes in the bedroom. I'm like, where'd you put your coat? He goes, I hung it in the closet. I went, no! So, anyway, guys, right? He had a good time. That's what I really wanted to say, was he had a good time. And I was really thrilled for him. And so then the next day was my outing, so... yeah. I don't know what I'm doing with this, guys, but it's on there. So I'll figure out what I want to put in there after. This, I don't know that I'm going to do anything special. This will probably fit this envelope nicely. And it'll stick up, so it'll give you a bit of color on that side. Oh, and did I did do another butterfly, but I think I already put it in the book. So let's see where I put it. Do I see it? Or do I not? Okay, what did I do with it? I think I put it in the book. Maybe I did not. Yes, I did. I did. There it is there. So this is the this is the first one I did with you guys. It's this one that I did in here. I put one in each signature. Here it is. So it's much lighter, but I covered it in gel medium. So it's very shiny, and it's quite sturdy now because I did cover it in the gel medium. I just thought it needed a little something, Anyway, that's that. And okay, so that flip is, I'd say this flip is done. I will have to think about it, but I think it's pretty done, because once I get stuff in here, that'll be all I want to do. This one I tea stained too, so or I could go over. I like the bow. I like the bow showing, so. And I have another smaller. There we go. Yeah, it might be something like that, Not quite sure. But maybe. And that's done. So then this has to go on here somehow. And and I had this too. So I cut this out, and I was going to cut this and glue it on here. So this is just a border, basically. And I know I want to add this on here, and I think I want it to hang down like so, which of course can be a complete pocket for sure, you know, going this way with it if I just do the two sides there. That might hold a tag nicely, really. This might be too big. This will probably stick up too much, because I think that has to stay there. Well, actually no, this can go down to here, and that, I might even put it like that. So that it's a bit wider. That might work. So, do something like that. And then, I had this one cut out, and I wasn't going to use it as a tag, but now it's too green. Too green. What do I have? Do I have any more scrap? I do. I have this left. I know what I'm going to do. Trim that up. And then gonna take it off by maybe that much. Alright, then I find the center, and I'll cut it in half. Okay, now this is going to be the tricky part. So what I want to do is